Asylum seekers are reportedly using taxpayer-funded handouts to support their gambling habits. Data from the Home Office shows that prepaid cards, provided for basic necessities like food and clothing, are being used in gambling establishments such as bookmakers, amusement arcades, and even casinos. In the past year, as many as 6,537 asylum seekers have used these government-issued cards at least once for gambling activities. These alarming figures were disclosed under Freedom of Information laws to the Politics Home website, prompting calls for immediate action to prevent the misuse of taxpayer money by asylum seekers, many of whom are believed to have entered the country illegally. In response to the revelations, the Home Office has launched an inquiry into the situation. A Home Office spokesman stated, "The Home Office has begun an investigation into the use of Asylum cards. We have a legal obligation to support asylum seekers and their dependents who would otherwise be destitute." Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp described the figures as shocking and an insult to taxpayers. The so-called Asylum cards are issued to asylum seekers while they await the processing of their claims, a process that can take months or even years. Those living in self-contained accommodation receive £49.18 per week on the card to cover essential items such as clothing, non-prescription medicines, travel, food, non-alcoholic drinks, toiletries, laundry, toilet paper, and communication expenses. Currently, around 80,000 individuals awaiting a decision on their asylum claims are issued these cards. Many are housed in hotels at taxpayer expense. While the Home Office can track the usage of these cards, they do not block specific types of transactions. The figures indicate that a significant number of asylum seekers are using the cards to gamble. Data outlines how many asylum seekers attempted to use their cards at gambling-related venues each week. Although the figures don't specify how many times each individual made attempts, they show that, on average, 125 asylum seekers used their cards with gambling-related merchants each week. Dozens of asylum seekers used the cards for gambling weekly, with 177 using them during Christmas week, a time when many venues are typically closed. The numbers peaked at 227 in 1 week at the end of November last year. The Asylum cards employ a chip and PIN system, thus preventing their use for contactless payments or online transactions. A Home Office source clarified that it is not possible to use the cards to directly place bets. However, the data is believed to include cash withdrawals made from ATMs located inside venues, such as amusement arcades and casinos, where gambling is the primary activity. Paul Bristow, the Tory mayor of Cambridgeshire and Peterborough, suggested that gambling by asylum seekers, funded by taxpayer money, may even be exacerbating issues within the community.